there, it's Dr. Tom with EBM Fitness Solutions, and one thing I want to talk to you about is modifying or adjusting the volume of your daily activities. Now, this is critical when dealing with pain specifically, whether you're on an exercise program or not. But when you're on an exercise program and you have pain, one of the things people almost always ignore is the volume of their daily activities and how it contributes to their ongoing pain. Because a lot of the things that you're going to do throughout the day are automatic. You don't think about them. You're on autopilot, you're thinking about 8 different things, so you just kind of run through those things. You don't pay any attention to how you do those things, and that is part of what keeps you in pain. The exercise alone cannot compete with the volume of your daily activities. You have to adjust or modify your daily activities. The number one step with any rehab process or getting out of pain is you must reduce or eliminate irritating factors. And this is done primarily by modifying daily activities. All those little things you do throughout the day, they all matter. And the things I'm talking about are things that you never ever think about doing. For example, climbing stairs, sitting and standing, bending, lifting, twisting, how you bend over at the sink to brush your teeth in the morning, how you sling a bag over your shoulder, how you sit when you read a book, how you sit when you watch TV. A lot of people sit with their legs crossed and twisted and contorted and don't realize that that's actually contributing to how they're feeling. So you have to look at all of your daily activities, at home, at work, hobbies, activities. If you do yard work, it doesn't really matter. You have to look at all those things and start to make some modifications if you actually want to resolve your pain. One of the biggest culprits with anything lower body can actually be walking. And no, I'm not joking. What happens is you log a lot of steps every day, right? So a lot of people shoot for their 10,000 steps. Well, if you're doing 10,000 steps a day and you got a little hitch in the giddy up when you're moving, now all of a sudden walking can be very stressful to the foot, the ankle, the knee, the hip, and even right up into your low back. So how you do those things, and if you catch yourself kind of not having a nice symmetrical kind of a gait, or how you walk, if you catch yourself kind of like with a little bit of a hitch there, you have to work on correcting that. Otherwise, going for that lunchtime walk or going for a walk after dinner or doing something like that can actually contribute to you staying in pain, even though it's a simple task like walking. It's such a simple thing, yet if you don't pay attention to how you're doing it, then it can actually become a bigger problem and prevent you from actually getting better. The reason this happens with walking and other daily activities is because the body moves through the path of least resistance. So it's going to go whichever way is easiest for it to go, even if that will ultimately cause it pain. The body has no foresight for decision making. You ask it to do something, it will do its best to do that, even if it can't. It'll try, it'll move things around and try to do its best to accomplish whatever task you ask it to do. It can't look at something and realize that, this actually might be a problem down the road, maybe we shouldn't do it. You ask, it'll try to deliver to the best of its ability, but this is also problematic because the path of least resistance can then become your default movement pattern, so then you move that way all the time. And it's why you can do things incorrectly for a while before the pain sets in. You don't get that immediate response. If you touch a hot surface, you pull your hand back because it's hot. You can move sort of incorrectly with different compensatory patterns and not be in pain right away. And so people think, it's no big deal because it's not hurting me right now. But if you continue that week after week and then month after month and even year after year, these things take time to set in. And by the time you actually do have pain, you're now dealing with years typically of these compensatory movement patterns, these muscle imbalances, and other issues that you have to actually go back and resolve before the pain will actually go away completely. So your homework assignment, if you do have pain in any part of your body, it doesn't really matter where, is to spend some time just paying attention to how you go about your business throughout the day. When you roll out of bed and you start moving around, just pay attention. Don't start to change things just yet. Just be more aware of how you do things. Because a lot of times, the first step that I find is the most helpful for clients is making them aware of what their body's doing, because you don't feel like you're doing the things that you're doing because you're not paying attention. So try to spend more time being aware, being in the moment, so that when you do climb stairs or when you go to do something, Pay attention to your body position. How are your feet set up? Are you twisting through your back? Are you turning through your hips? When you reach, are you shrugging up your shoulders? Are you tensing your neck a lot? Start to pay attention to those things, because if you don't pay attention to those things, you're never going to be able to switch those things off and start to get the right muscles working, to calm down the wrong muscles, and actually start to make those improvements that are going to help you feel better.